Good day, ma'ams and sirs. Welcome to episode 3 of the fastest growing podcast that I'm currently taking part in. That's right, it's the number 9 podcast with me and my right-hand man who smells a funk. You can skinny dip, but he chunky dunks. Whether you fold your pizza or eat it flat, trust me folks, he is fat. His favorite holiday is dinner. He's so big that since his birth, you could find him quick on Google Earth. He's my friend till the end like Chucky. His hands look like he's wearing winter mitts. He's got a big, giant, hairy set of tits. He's the best friend a guy could have. He's the best father a dad could be. And he wants to fuck Pat McAfee. It's T-Chunk, Gimp Biscuit, Thug Walk. It's the dude who walks with that zombie swag when his gout is hurting bad. Tommy fucking Washington. What's up, man?
Wait, did you say something about Pat McAfee? Yo, how about Rocket coming up to you today, bugging out about what you did on the show last week?
Dude, I thought he was legit mad at me about something work-related. Like, Rocket freaked out, like he tweaked. He was just screaming at me.
Calling you a piece of shit and you're a horrible person.
Yeah, and it turns out that it was about fucking Honey Buns, that lying whale of a woman.
He was like, yo, man, you straight up dissed Honey Bun, bro.
Oh, God, he should have seen her. She was so gross.
It happens. At least it's a good story, Pat.
It was a good story. Fuck it, let's get started.
Alright, so we're coming to you live from Pat's basement today because, we've been out of power since Tuesday night.
And by we, you mean you.
Yeah, Pat has power, hasn't lost power once. I've been out again since Tuesday night. Been eating dinner at Pat's house every night.
Enjoying my air conditioning?
Yep, I haven't slept good since Tuesday. It's now Friday. Because I have no AC, I have to sleep with the windows open, and my asshole neighbors all have generators and I don't, so I'm a little jealous. But that's how it's going. Pat, how you doing?
Life is good with electricity.
Yeah, it's not bad. We work for a company that is somewhat related to storm relief. We've been pushing out, what do you think we sold, 150, 200 generators in the last 2 days? 3 days?
Significantly more than that. We sold the 5500s. We sold 175 in the last 2 days. Just that model.
Oh, and we sold 100 on Wednesday. So yeah, we sold about 300 generators.
And then some of the bigger ones, but we didn't have as many of those.
Yeah, so it's been pretty crazy. Eversource is telling everybody by Tuesday of next week, so that would be a week, that by midnight on Tuesday that they will have everybody. Pat, didn't I say silence your phone?
I silenced my phone. That was an alarm.
Oh, another one of those fucking alarms.
Yeah, I gotta be reminded to text people.
Real nice. It's funny, you haven't been reminded. I've been reminding you nonstop to tell people about our podcast, and you haven't told anybody about that.
Hey, everybody listening, check out the Number 9 podcast with Tommy. Great show. Me and my buddy Tommy get on weekly and talk about basically
twice a week.
We get on bi-weekly.
No.
No, that's not twice a week.
No, that would be every other week. There you go, yeah.
We are very, very exhausted from selling generators and
Duo weekly.
Renting generators and
Would Duo weekly be it?
Tommy being here without electricity, me having the glorious electricity. The biggest bitch of you not having electricity has to be sleeping. I sleep like in the frigid cold.
Yes, yes. I love it cold.
Yeah.
Anybody up until this year, I would sleep with 2 air conditioners in my window.
Yeah.
One in each window to make sure that my room was like an ice box. And this year, my wife got a fan, and that seems to do pretty much the same thing because it helps push the cold air to the back side of the room. But yeah, cold is a must.
Yeah, I always I have this idea that I want like a girl to spend the night so that we can just lay down next to each other all night. And about 5 minutes of that, I'm like, you should probably get home because, I gotta meet with Tom to podcast in the morning.
Yeah, my wife is sleeping next to a full-time heated blanket. It is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I can't agree more. She is.
What the fuck? I saw it coming as soon as I came out of the mouth. I saw it coming. Shit. But yeah, it's we've actually had last night, so it's pretty it's obviously hot, and I'm taking cold showers because we're not out of hot water yet because we don't really use it. But I'll start the water warm and then make it ice cold because it's so hot. I want to cool down before I go lay down, right? So she gets in bed last night, and just her hand touching my arm was like being branded. And I was like, you need to get your hands off. Like, you are too effing hot to be doing this.
That's fantastic.
It's rough. So anyway, we were talking about the generators. So yeah, we've been pushing on some generators. Work's been absolutely insane. We probably would have recorded earlier than this, but Wednesday night I got out at 9. Last night we got out at 7, so I got home till 8.
Yep.
It's been pretty rough, but it's been a good go of it.
Luckily, the general public is super understanding during a hurricane, and they don't have unrealistic expectations, and they don't expect you to treat them like the only person in the world who's going through something. So that's... Oh, no, wait. That is a perfect description of how people have been behaving lately. These are the same people who, like, you know, I don't know. They're just like the least convenient to each other humanly possible. I mean, in the rental side of things, they will hold on to equipment because they're the only one who matters. And during the storm, they really expect you, like, to just bend over backwards all day, every day, each individual person, as if they are the only person on the planet.
So this is a true story. We so obviously we rent anything and everything where we work. So we rent chippers, and obviously this storm took down a lot of trees, hence the no power. But so that morning, so the storm was Tuesday night, like Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, Tuesday. By the time we closed, every single chipper was already booked, and the storm wasn't even done going through.
And chainsaw.
Yep, and I have not seen a chipper come back since. So those customers that took them on Wednesday
For their one-day rental.
have not brought them back, and I don't think they plan on it until everybody has power and everybody else has gone elsewhere to find a chipper.
Which is super sweet. The one of the favorite parts of my job that I have is that I get to call the customer who's now not going to be getting the chipper and explain to them that they're not going to be getting the thing that they have already paid us money for. And every time the reaction is the same, they say, what's the point of reserving something? And there's not a great answer for that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the problem is once somebody has a piece of equipment, if they pay, you really can't force them to bring it back.
No, because they haven't stolen it. They're paying to rent it.
Yeah, it's not a fun business all the time, but
no, but people make it a lot more fun by overreacting and acting irrational. Because then I feel way less bad about the phone call.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've been there. I had a lady today. I told you this at work that I felt really bad. Right, because I want to help people. That's in my nature. I tell my son this. I believe in being a good person. That's what, like, I don't really have a religion. I just believe in being a good person, and that's enough for me. So this lady calls up today. She wants to rent a generator, and we had one for her, and it was for her 90-year-old mother that's on oxygen. She's stuck in a room with no AC and blah, blah, blah. But she herself was 60 and didn't have a way to unload and load the generator. So we could have delivered it for her, but she didn't know how to hook it up, and liability-wise, legalities would stop us from...
Tom learned how to say legalities like 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's another funny story. Legally, we're not allowed to hook anything up to people's houses because then we become liable for it. So, and she's like, oh, all I need right now is a superhero, and she started crying on the phone, and I felt horrible. Right, because I want to help this lady, but like I'm bound to my job. You know, like I can't like do that.
Yeah.
And work for, it's like when I went to still school, right? They were showing us chainsaws and all this stuff, and the guy really harped on this that because he works for Still and like the company I work for is a steel dealer. If I'm out using a chainsaw, even if it doesn't say Still on it, I should be wearing chaps and all the PPE required, because if my neighbor sees that and knows that I work for a steel dealer, he buys the chainsaw from us, cuts his leg off without the chaps, and he's going to go and say, well, I saw him using it, and he works for a steel dealer, and he wasn't using it. And so then that makes our company liable. Could you imagine that?
Like in this America, yes, absolutely.
Oh, how disgusting. So, yeah, I felt really bad. There are people out there that need help, and I hope that they find ways to get the help that they need. It's just rough. But anyway, so this storm, it got me thinking today about the weird store names, because the name of this one, now I've heard it on the radio, and when I read it, it says Isaiah, or Isaias. Is that how you say that? Isaias.
I'm gonna say that is they're actually missing an apostrophe. That's supposed to be Isaiah's, like a possessive, like this is Isaiah's storm. They forgot the apostrophe when they named the storm.
Yeah, but none of these other names are like that.
Well, I'm not being serious. I was kidding.
Oh,
but I think that's a contraction that is supposed to be possessive.
We're gonna get into
that's
later.
not even a contraction because you're not combining two words.
No, listen, I don't know anything about the English language like Pat does, so he's gonna have to explain all this to you. This is English 101 with Patrick.
It really should have an apostrophe and it should just be Isaiah's storm. That's where I'm at because whatever the fuck that name is, I can't say.
So I learned this today when I looked up the name of the storm that just went by, that they have storms named out to 2022.
Which this is my new go-to insult. I'm gonna be super informed about what storm is next, right? Like so, Josephine is the next storm.
She might already be brewing.
Right. So when somebody upsets me now, I used to say, "I hope bad shit happens to you." My next thing is gonna be, "I hope Josephine kills you." But like when the storm changes, I'm gonna move to the next storm. I'm gonna be
do that.
I'm gonna be up to date and relevant with my negativity.
I don't think you should do that.
Because storms actually kill people?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's like, I wish all kinds of different deaths on people that I'm sure really happen in real life.
You're a bad person.
I say I hope bad shit happens to you all the time. You're not like, oh, you shouldn't know bad shit because bad shit
Yeah,
really
that's a little bit
does
different.
happen.
But, I mean, if you say, I hope Josephine kills you, and then
what about the irony of, like, you get picked up, right? Like, so you're hitchhiking, your car broke down in the middle of Tropical Storm Josephine, and the person who picks you up is also named Josephine, and just when you think you've reached safety, she fucking kills you. What an ironic way for you to die. And I hope that happens. I hope Josephine kills you. All right.
All right, so that's pretty dark. That's our dark segment, which would go right along with Pat's horror basement.
That's right. We're sitting in a horror-themed movie theater. Technically, it's half horror, half pro wrestling.
Yeah, we're going to leave out the gay wrestling. Oh, no, that's a future segment.
A lot of Bret Hart memorabilia down here for all the Calgary listeners. Yeah, there's, well...
Pat, nobody listens to this podcast because you won't tell any of your friends about it. Watch wrestling.
I don't have any friends in Calgary to begin with, though.
I don't know what Calgary is. I don't know.
Calgary?
I don't know what that is.
It's in Alberta, in Canada.
What the fuck's in Alberta?
Calgary, Alberta, Canada, man.
What?
That's where Bret Hart's from.
Montreal?
The sharpshooter was his finishing move. He's the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. He's the excellence of execution.
Was that the guy that you made me watch one night and he couldn't even form a sentence?
All right, he's had several concussions. Goldberg kicked his fucking head off.
He kind of deserves it by the way he was talking.
That's really fucked up. Speaking of pro wrestling, $15 million deal.
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah. The great one. The people's champion. The Brahma Bull. The most electrifying man in sports?
Entertainment.
Period?
No, I think it's sports entertainment, he says.
Oh, no, he used to. But what about now? So The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, bought the XFL.
So I read a little bit into it. He bought it with another company. He's part of that company. But for $15 million.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Vince McMahon made out because last time he went bankrupt with it. So at least this time he was able to sell it.
Vince McMahon most certainly did not go bankrupt. The XFL went bankrupt.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He went bankrupt with that company went bankrupt.
I had high hopes for this XFL, this version 2.
We tried.
I picked a favorite team, followed my team.
Well, then COVID struck, and that was the end of it.
COVID killed the XFL.
But then The Rock brought it back to life.
We'll see.
If you give me a minute, I saw a funny tweet by him today.
What's the other show that he does? The Titans?
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I heard it.
It's amazing. I watched a couple episodes of it, not many. Not exactly what I'm into, but of those shows, those like American Gladiator-esque shows, it was really, really good.
So this was, I mean, they're tweeting like crazy. Oh man, I saw the funniest tweet by the XFL today.
You can keyword search on Twitter?
You can look up people like the XFL.
I guess that makes sense. That's the point of a hashtag, right?
Well, they also have their own page.
Oh, the XFL?
Yeah, they're like their own
Oh,
thing. Like,
well,
you
I
can
guess that
tweet.
makes sense too.
You are
Technologically
dumb?
inferior.
All right. So these are some of the tweets that the XFL's been putting out. It's at XFL or at Real XFL Football. The one I saw earlier today. We're gonna lose less money and draw more fans in the NFL this year. Hashtag XFL. The Rock is definitely running the Twitter account because happy Friday, all you candy asses. Don't be a Roddy Poo. Wear a mask. Who the fuck is Roddy Poo?
Roddy Piper?
He says Roddy Poo.
Let me see. Oh my god. Fucking get with the times, bro. You Rudy Poo candy ass.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Rudy Poo.
I mean, let's be real, dude. The Rock
Roddy
has,
had 2 D's, not 2 O's.
I don't know, man. The plane is getting back to action. Anyway, yeah, I mean, they got some good tweets if you guys want to laugh a little bit.
What's the name of the channel?
Uh,
It doesn't matter what the name of that channel is.
Alright.
See what I did there?
Speaking of pro wrestling, I don't know how many of you guys, anybody that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with Pat McAfee. I think he's one of, if not the funniest human being on the planet.
You also find him incredibly attractive.
That's
You
neither
are-
here nor there.
You are sexually drawn to him.
My wife got me a shirt for our anniversary this year that says, "If I die today, tell Pat McAfee I loved him."
Which is the most appropriate shirt for you to be buried in that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean,
After Josephine kills you, it's going to be a good fit.
yeah, he is. If nobody watches this guy or somehow has not heard of him by now, definitely go give him a listen. He has multiple podcasts. He's on ESPN for Get Up. He does WWE stuff. So if you watch WWE and you know who Adam Cole is,
If you watch NXT and know who Adam Cole is.
yeah, what's his thing? What's your thing?
Baby!
Yeah. Anyway, he sounds gay.
Yeah, I will say,
Not in a
a little
homosexual way.
for a little background on Pat McAfee, while he's not the greatest podcaster in the world, he is very entertaining, and he is
I think
significantly better at that than kicking the ball in the NFL.
He was the punter of the decade, but
Which is, I mean, punter of the decade. That's like the best flavor of the Harry Potter jelly beans. Have you ever had those?
who doesn't like Harry Potter jelly beans?
You've never had them then?
I have.
Do you remember what they were?
No, not at all.
The flavors were like dirt and booger. I just thought of you blowing snot rockets. Oh, fuck.
Anyway, Pat
The image lives
is
inside
the
of
greatest
me.
punter of the decade of 2010s. Awesome podcaster, awesome entertainment. Him and Adam Cole are going to be fighting at the next NXT TakeOver, and I think we're going to do a live stream on YouTube for that and do a watch along, and maybe get a special guest in here. Maybe.
Yeah. One of our listeners, who happens to be a very near and dear friend.
To be fair, it's the only person that Pat has recruited to listen to the show.
100% of the people that I've invited to listen to the show will at some point join us on a Saturday night for NXT TakeOver. We actually haven't invited him, so Mason, this is your official invitation. You're going to meet us. We're going to come down to the Dungeon of Death, the horror-themed, professional wrestling-themed, movie theater-esque basement, and we're going to record us basically kicking it like we do watching NXT, and we'll take some snidbits, some little snippets out of the evening, and we'll throw them up on the website.
Well, we'll throw them into the podcast. We don't have technically a website.
All right. Again, no, I'm not the technological one here.
Yeah, trust me, Pat does nothing to contribute to the show other than talk.
I show up and I speak.
Anyway.
I would do research, but that would be far, far more than my quota.
Well, not only that, we like to fuck shit up as we go. So, last episode in the intro, we talked about feedback from the show. You want to do a little segment on that, Pat?
It'll be a short one. I got 0 feedback.
That's because Pat doesn't tell anybody to listen to the podcast. I've actually, this week, have gotten a lot of feedback. One of my friends texted me and said, hey, I've given you feedback, but at the time when we recorded that, we hadn't had any feedback yet besides...
The microphone?
The microphone sucked. I mean, we got a lot of that. But
No, I meant the microphone was the only thing giving us feedback.
Yes, true. So, somebody today, first-time listener that I recruited at work, came in. He said he liked the show, but we say and but a lot. So, Pat, that's called a conjunction?
Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Conjunctions combine 2 groups of thoughts or 2 ideas or 2 groups of sentences and make them one sentence. But that's their only function. There's actually no but there. But is a conjunction. And there's actually an acronym for conjunctions. The acronym is FANBOYS. So it's like for, and, nor, but, or.
So is and but?
I can't think of the next letter.
That's 2 conjunctions.
And so. What?
And
but are 2 separate conjunctions.
Are you allowed to use them in a sentence together?
Yeah, like, I like a chick with a pretty face and butt.
Yeah, that's 2 different butts, though.
Oh. Okay.
So, no, you can't.
Well, you could. There's got to be a way to double up on your conjunctions.
Yeah, and but.
Nah, because if you started the sentence with a conjunction, those are the super common conjunctions. There are other ones. So those conjunctions combine sentences in extremely common situations. But, like, henceforth, I believe, counts as a conjunction.
However?
Or thereafter.
How about however?
However should be a conjunction, yep. But, like, thereafter
so these are
doesn't
words
combine
that
2
so
sentences.
These are words that you, when you're writing a sentence, now mind you, I suck at spelling, I suck at grammar.
Well, it's you're so bad at spelling that it hurts me.
Yes,
like,
it does.
physically hurts me.
Pat gets upset when I write wouldn't and don't put an apostrophe before the T.
It's a fucking contraction. There's an apostrophe.
I understand that, but if I'm writing a task to you in a
It's kind of like Isaiah's storm.
All right. Anyway, so basically, conjunctions are the word after a place where a comma is used, unless you're using the commas to list items or list something.
Or before. I mean.
Yeah, you use it before. After the comma is the word. So, like, I was going to go to the store, comma, but Pat pissed me off.
Nah, it would be like however, comma. The however would come first.
Oh, so it's either before or after.
It could go either way.
Like you.
I
See
get
what
it.
I did there?
I do. But yeah, so like thereafter would be a time one. You know, it doesn't combine 2 sentences. It combines 2 ideas where, you know, we're going to eat dinner. I don't know, thereafter we'll clean up. That's a fucking terrible example.
Yeah, you're not really good at this. It
It's
sounds
been
like
a
you suck at
long
spelling.
work week.
I don't know how that's spelling. It's not. I'm going to circle this back to Pat McAfee. Do you know the difference between a forward slash and a backslash?
Like where to use them?
No, like which one's which?
No, because it's the opposite of what I feel it should be. So I always know that I'm wrong. It's like when you're learning to write and the I before E except after C, but then there's like 75 examples of when that's not true because the English language is very weird and the rules...
I don't understand. I'm going to go look at this keyboard. I'm going to tell you which one's which.
The forward slash, to me, should be the backward slash and vice versa.
This one you think should be the forward slash? It's leaning backwards.
Yeah, but it's pointing forward.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Yeah.
But at the top of it's pointing backward.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems
Holy
forward
shit,
to me.
you're as dumb as Zito.
Who the fuck is Zito?
One of the guys on a podcast
Jesus
for Pat
Christ,
McAfee.
you with this Pat McAfee character.
So look, man. Listen, I love Zito. Don't get me wrong. Zito, love you.
Oh my
But
god, like Zito's gonna listen to this fucking podcast.
I hope he does. Anyway.
I hope he does, and he's a super huge fan until episode 3 when you say you're as dumb as Zito, and then he writes you fucking hate mail and says, I hope you die in Josephine.
If you knew Zito, he'd be all about it. But anyway, listen. I don't understand how anybody thinks that that's a forward slash. And he thought that, and I would listen to the show, and this went on for episodes. I'm talking about this because they're doing ad reads, which hopefully one day we could do those. But
the reading part would be the difficult part. We could add.
You would have to read them. I can't do
Valid.
that. I would sound like Zito if I was reading them.
Yeah, Ziti.
He's not spaghetti.
Pasta.
He's Cuban. They call him Cuban Z.
Cuban Z?
Cuban Z.
That's what I said.
No, you said Z. Zeet.
Oh. Like take a Z.
That's a seat.
Oh.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You better take a nap, dude. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why anybody fucks those up.
Yeah, listen.
When you said that,
yeah.
to me, that I thought I was going to go into this wrong, right?
Yeah.
That I was, maybe I'm the one that's fucked up?
Yeah.
No, it's all you morons. I don't understand. Where the top of it is which way it's going. So that's a forward slash, that's a backslash. I don't understand how hard it is.
Yeah, this is one of those things that seems to be, like, there are two types of certain things. Like, there's two types of people as far as, like, wiping your ass. And when you find out about the other type, you're fucking astounded that they exist. They talked about this on Stern one time. And it was the first one, and I still, for the life of me, will never give up on any of these. But the first one, do you fold your toilet paper or do you crumble it in a ball?
Fold it.
Okay, I don't. I crumble my toilet paper in a ball.
What?
Exactly. So
how do you wipe your ass?
People are fucking dumbfounded.
That people do that?
Yeah, that there's the other way of doing it.
You're just all sorts of fucking backwards.
So the one that gets me every time, this always gets me, is when you wipe your ass. Are you sitting or standing?
I'm afraid to answer this question.
Why?
I'm sitting, bro.
All the way. You're sitting on the toilet.
Fuck yeah.
So you're going through your legs to wipe your ass.
Fucking all day, dude. I'd throw my back out if I tried to reach around my big ass body.
So this is what gets me every time because there's no
fucking way.
You will never catch me sitting and wiping my ass. Here's why. You don't touch the water?
No.
You're going to tell me you've never touched the water wiping your ass?
I wouldn't say never.
Okay.
But it doesn't
you are okay with taking the calculated risk to fucking touch shit water so that you don't have to lean forward to wipe your butt crack, bro?
That's not the problem.
In my head, all of you sitters, you sit in wipers.
Hold on. We're going to solve this problem right here. Why does it matter if you touch the water or not? You're washing your fucking hands when you're done.
Oh, okay, so
you don't wash your
why
hands
use a
when you're
bag to pick up dog shit? You could just go wash your hands when you're done.
You could.
So I don't understand. Why waste the bag?
Why would I get in my fingernails?
Exactly. So why not just lean forward?
That's not a calculated risk.
On your fucking hand.
That's intentionally getting it on your hands. Shit happens. Literally. So
it doesn't have to.
Listen, man, you know how hard it is to reach. I got a big ass body, dude. My arms aren't that long.
Even if you still went through your legs, but you were leaning forward when you did it, taking the risk of touching the duty water completely out of the equation, you would be able to convince me it was a better wipe than sitting on the...
You know what, man?
And I've had this conversation with so many people, and so many of them will try to tell me. And all I can picture is
I'm just glad that I'm not the only one that's fucking wasting my
ass.
You
guys
down.
are so gross, because I picture that you dip the fucking toilet paper in the water, like to moisten it.
Well, then you don't need baby wipes.
No, it's so fucking gross to me. While we're on this topic, because it's an important topic to me, I had this thought...
Hold on, time out. I hope the next time you're fucking wiping your ass at work that you fucking fall forward and bust your head on the fucking door in the bathroom stall.
That would be so much better than getting shit on my hand, bro. I would be so much better bleeding from the face than having poopy on my fucking hand.
You're insane. Anyway, what's your hot button topic?
So this really bothers me to the umpteenth degree. When you, let's say, are walking out in the grass barefoot, and everybody's done this, I think. I'm not positive, but if not, I'll give you a second scenario. But you're walking through the grass, you're barefoot, and you step in dog shit barefoot. Would you?
I don't know if I've ever...
Okay,
I'm sure I have at some point.
If not that, then you're walking and a bird shits on your fucking head. Have you ever had a bird shit on you?
No.
Really?
If I did, I'd go buy a lottery ticket that day. That's what you say you gotta do.
Yeah, because it's lucky to have something shit on you. If that was the truth, my chest would be a jackpot. Anyways. So, here's the thing. People will go to the ends of the earth to clean their foot when this is over, right? You step in some shit, and you're under the hose to get it all off. Then you're inside your soap, your lather, your scrub. You're doing everything you can to unshit your foot. But when you poop, you wipe it with a piece of paper and just walk away like the world is okay.
You wash your hands.
And your hands, sure. But you didn't poop out of your hands. You're fine with a simple wipe of your butthole. But if you got shit anywhere else on your body, you would clean almost to blood. I don't understand why there's not a better system of cleaning our asses after we shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Pat. Most times I try to take a shower after I shit.
Yeah, dude, it's so gross to me, and
I'm not sure how we got on this topic, but
because we were talking about the different types of toilet paper.
I don't think we were talking about different types of toilet paper.
Yeah, ball or fold.
That's not different types of toilet paper. That's insane versus normal.
I agree. You are insane.
I don't know. I've never heard of somebody clumping their toilet paper together.
It's 50%, man. It's 50.
How do you clump it in a ball and then wipe your ass with it?
So I ball
You're
it
gonna
up,
get
right?
fucking shit all over
Listen,
your hand.
Picture your hand is inside a puppet, okay? So the toilet paper now has 2 points of pressure. You with me? So I take the ball and I kind of squeeze and wipe, right? Upward, but also downward. So I'm not smearing shit in either direction. So I'm like pinching the shit, and then I do like a twist at the hole, and then I just drop it in the toilet water, which my hand is nowhere near at any point because I'm dropping it from above the water level.
I want to know what else you've talked about how many people have you seen wipe their ass on a shitter?
I mean, have I seen them?
Yeah.
Like, watched them?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched somebody wipe their ass.
So how do you get on this topic with somebody?
Because
I've never
it's a
been
polarizing
asked,
topic, man.
I've never been asked this before in my entire life.
Really?
Yes.
This is an important topic for me. I'm surprised we haven't had this conversation.
There's something wrong with you.
Based on what?
Well, a couple things. One, the fact that you balled your toilet paper to wipe your ass.
That just makes sense.
By the way,
I'm sorry I don't make fucking origami toilet paper. I don't need a dove to wipe my butt.
You got some fucking problems, kid. You got some serious issues.
It's weird that you take the time.
Are there any other topics that are close to your heart like this?
Man, there are several. All right, there are like pulp versus no pulp, which is not nearly as polarizing. I'm a pulp guy. I want pulp, as much pulp as possible. I basically want to drink orange like sludge.
You're disgusting.
Wing people. There's drumstick and there's flat wings.
So this is funny. I used to be a drum guy, and then as I've gotten older, I definitely appreciate the wing a lot better.
I agree, but this brings me back to my father eating wings, and both are equally disgusting when he's doing it.
Yeah.
Any flavor, doesn't matter. Just still disgusting. Condiments, do you put your ketchup directly on your fries, or do you put them off to the side? And people who are not dippers who put them directly on are basically the Antichrist as far as I'm concerned. I cannot understand why you would contaminate your meal before, you're going to make them soggy. It's just disgusting.
I've done it both ways. I don't really have an issue with either one. I typically put it on the side, but that's just...
I actually have dip cups that clip onto the side of my plate so that A, I can put them on the side, but B, they don't take up space for food because I'm a fatty.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah. Do you, some people don't eat the crust on pizza and some people do, and then there's the Hawaiian pizza, does pineapple belong on pizza?
I have no problem with Hawaiian. I like crust.
I will eat the shit out of crust. I will eat other people's crust when they're done with their pizza.
I will not do that. That's disgusting. This is the same way I won't drink out of the same glass as somebody.
That's gross.
So I won't do that either, but you have no problem eating off somebody else's pizza.
I love bread.
It shows.
People who roll the toothpaste tube and people who like scrunch it almost.
So here's the deal. I squeeze it until it becomes time to start rolling it from the bottom and get everything you can out of it.
There's a 35-cent product at Walmart that you get, and it chases the toothpaste up the tube.
Yeah, it looks like a hair bonnet, and you just clips onto the thing.
Looks like a what now?
A hair bonnet. A bobby pin. A fucking hair thing. I said bonnet.
That's weird.
You got it. You get it.
Reese's versus Reese's. Reese's. It's Reese's. Reese's
oh,
cups.
yeah.
Reese's
yeah, we
Pieces.
had some feedback on that too, Pat.
What's that?
Your data thing.
Yeah, data, you mean?
It's data.
It's data.
Just watch Star Trek. According to my boy Harold, it's data.
That's actually proof that people who watch Star Trek are bad people. Or
Did you just call Harold a bad person?
If he chooses Star Trek over Star Wars, then I think we all know that the writing's on the wall with that. What kind of person he is.
He is not going to appreciate that statement.
Anakin would fuck up Spock.
Especially, this is coming out on his birthday. His
Is it?
50th birthday?
50th? Harold's that old?
Yeah, I mean, he's
Harold
old.
looks like he's like 32.
I just had to talk with him today, man.
What age did you pick?
I said he looks like he's in his 30s.
Yeah, for real. He's 50. Oh my God.
He's
Harold,
old.
you're old as shit. Listen, man, I hope Josephine doesn't get you, bro. I hope you make it through. But I
If
really
Josephine doesn't-
any nighttime could get you. You're just gonna go out in your sleep at this point. You're past your prime. It's bad, man. I hope you're not having a midlife crisis while you listen to this. So I guess other polarizing topics. Harold, are you a crunchy peanut butter or a creamy peanut butter, man? I'm crunchy all day.
I prefer creamy.
I want texture. I want like a lack of consistency.
Back snots. So snots are like the crunchy ones. Are those okay with you?
Oh yeah, I pick my crunchy boogers, and that's like a game to me all day. They feel good coming out of your nostrils.
What happens if they're a little wet at the end when you pull them out?
That's like a bonus because it feels like you're pulling your brains out of your skull.
It feels awesome, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my own. That's different. That's like vomiting. I don't vomit more because I vomit, but if you vomit, trust me, I'm puking. It is smell it, hear it, see it. Ugh. Other people's puke is gross.
Yeah, it is.
My puke just sounds like a dinosaur. Like I'm literally.
Sounds like you're shitting.
It's like a mating call. 'Cause I'm like,
when you puke and you shit, it's the same consistency.
Me?
Yes.
Or like everybody in general? Oh yeah, no, I definitely have some watery turds.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I take fiber now, so they're a little solider,
Oh.
more solid, a little more solid. Toilet paper? Do you roll it over or under? Now,
to be honest with you, I've never paid attention.
you should, if you've ever owned a cat, other than Arlo, who's like, so Tom has a cat named Arlo, who's like the chillest cat, doesn't like get into shit, but cats, if you roll it over, will paw at it, and they will unleash the entire roll just onto the bathroom floor and just walk away. Like they didn't even want the toilet paper.
Who did that to you, Frank?
I've had tons of cats that do that. They just, the whole fucking roll. But I roll under because of that.
Pat also tried to say that his cat Frank could piss on the toilet.
Not could. He did, and he was not trained. He just,
You have no
one
proof
day.
of this whatsoever.
All right. Unicorn. I'm inviting the unicorn onto the podcast. We're going to get June in here. And June, we might have to do it over the phone.
Her
I'm
name
not
is
sure.
June?
No. When we're not podcasting, I'll explain why I call her June. Her name was not June. But she was
I know
there.
I call her June.
I don't think you do.
She was the girl of the month in June.
No. She was. I mean, actually, she might have been June. I don't know. But so she was there. So I'm getting dressed, right? And June is standing kind of like off to the side of my closet, having a conversation with me, and I hear what sounds like somebody peeing in the toilet, or like a faucet running weak. But I look and her eyes are like lit up like it's Christmas morning, and I know like it comes to me, but I'm like, there's no way that I'm right about this. It's not possible. And I turn, and Frank is he's got all four paws on the toilet seat, and he is pissing in the toilet, and I don't even know how to react. I had no clue what to do. This cat was never trained. I never tried to teach him. He just started pissing in the toilet, and then it was like all the time, and I'd just be like laying in bed, and I'd hear him, and I'd be like, "That's my boy." Like, so much less work in the litter box for me. I wish he started shitting in the toilet before he died, but he did not. He did not shit in the toilet.
I still don't believe you. Anyway,
We're gonna ask June. We're gonna call her up. We're gonna get her on the phone. I'll pregame her. I'll text her and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna call you. Make sure you answer." I won't tell her why I'm gonna call her, and you can read my texts so that by the way, that's not real text. I'm gonna have to Facebook her. Bagels. When you eat a bagel, do you eat it like it's a sandwich, or do you have the two halves individual?
I saw your sick ass eating a bagel the other day. Yeah, I eat it like a fucking American. I eat it in half.
What do you mean, my sick ass? What do you mean?
I saw you eating one the other day, dude. You had the two halves apart from each other, and you're eating them like a slice of pizza.
Yeah. That's how I eat them.
No, you eat.
You're
them
saying
like,
you eat it like a sandwich?
Yeah, that's the only way to eat it.
I completely disagree. It's weird that we haven't gotten really many of these in common.
Pat, I'm way cooler than you, so that explains all that.
Pepsi or Coke? I'm 100% all day Pepsi.
So here's the thing, right? I'm 100% Coke Zero. Other than Coke Zero, I'm a Pepsi guy. Right?
But not Pepsi Zero?
I like Pepsi Zero. I haven't drinking it nowhere near as much as I have Coke. I really enjoy Coke Zero.
Anybody who's counting the S's Tom's put at the end of his sentence, that was nowheres with an S and nears with an S. Go ahead.
Toilet. What's your point?
Did you say toilet?
Nah, man. You ever meet an old person that says toilet?
Can't say that I have.
What?
Toilet?
My grandmother says toilet, dude. Or she used to when I was a
Your
kid.
grandmother talks like Medea.
Who the fuck is Medea?
What? Tyler Perry?
Oh.
Medea?
I've never seen it.
Gotta go use a toilet.
Yeah, yeah, so I put S's at the end of words, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matters.
Okay, now this one, alright. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you say you don't do this, you're lying. And I can, as many people as want, can come right up to me and tell me that I'm disgusting for saying this, and I will not believe them that they don't also do this. Peeing in the shower.
Yeah, Peter, sure.
As soon as the water hits me, I have to pee. As soon as I go in the lake, I have to pee. As soon as I go in a pool, I have to pee. It's unavoidable. I have to pee when I'm submerged in water.
You're not allowed in my fucking pool anymore.
I can always get out of the pool to pee. I cannot not pee once I've hit the water.
So that doesn't happen to me. I have peed in the shower. I don't do it every day.
What do you mean?
I don't do it every day.
Tom, if I wake up and go directly to the bathroom to take a shower in the morning, I pee before I get in, and then when I get in, I pee more. I cannot not pee.
There's something wrong with you.
No. This is my point. You people.
First off,
you people.
I don't appreciate being called that.
Well, you people can lie to me all you want.
It's not about lying or saying. Listen, I have done it. Yes. But
peeing in the shower.
Here's something that's true. I have not peed in a pool since I was probably fucking 8 years old.
One, I don't believe you.
Ask Erica. Ask my wife. Because we were in the ocean. And I had a pee. And I couldn't bring myself to pee in the water.
Tom, I shit in the ocean. Like, frequently.
Well, that's because nobody ever noticed. It just looks like fucking seaweed floating away.
But I got to take my shorts off and everything. Or at least drop them. I'll shit right in the ocean. Wipe with my hand. I'm not kidding.
And you're worried about... Hold on. So going back to our previous topic.
Yeah.
You'll...
Listen.
You'll wipe with your hand in the ocean.
Saltwater cleans, man. Saltwater's extremely good at cleaning.
But you're worried about touching the toilet bowl water that you just shit in.
Yeah, that's
with your hand.
Shit water. The ocean is salt water, man.
You're an idiot.
I'm right.
I just want everybody else to know this too. While we're talking, Pat is picking his fucking toes. It's disgusting.
If I can shit in the ocean and wipe with my hand, I can pick up my toes.
But what's really
Hold on. How do you expect me to wipe in the ocean?
I don't know why you're shitting in the ocean.
Because I had to shit, but also I was at the beach. Tom, if I was sunbathing at the beach and had to shit, I would go into the ocean to shit before I went into a bathroom.
I'm never going to the beach with you.
What do you think, I'm going to shit on you?
I don't want to be in the water if you shit in the water.
So you've never shit in a body of water?
Pat, I don't shit at work.
That's true. So if anybody's seen American Pie, Tom is legit shit break from American Pie. He cannot shit anywhere but at his house, or thank God, also my house.
Yeah, whatever. But more important, yeah, I can't pee in bodies of water. I pee in the toilet or in the shower. I can piss on the side of a building.
Peeing in the shower is like So if Blumpkin is oral sex, right? Peeing in the shower is like the masturbatory match to that. Like Blumpkin is great because it's two of the best things in the world happening at the same time. Peeing in the shower is also great because it's like two of the best feelings in the entire world, like the warm shower and taking a pee. Wonderful feelings, both of them. Blumpkin's the same thing. This is like the masturbatory to
You don't
oral.
know anybody that's got a Blumpkin.
That's a fish of another color, Tom. This is a podcast for another day.
You can't.
The point is...
Hold on. Are you telling me you've had a Blumpkin?
I didn't say that I've had a Blumpkin. I said that's a fish of another color and a podcast for another day.
But you brought it up. I mean...
I can tell you what's on my mind right now is I might have a goal in life. You can add this to Patrick's bucket list. I want to get an underwater Blumpkin at the beach in the ocean.
Well...
That's where I'm at. I have made some very specific goals for myself.
How is that going to work, Pat? How would that work?
For me, perfect.
For the giver, Pat, how would that work?
I mean, you want to prove your dedication, your loyalty? No, I don't know.
It's not like you can give her a snorkel.
Trooper. Well, I mean, I could give her a snorkel.
How is that going to work?
Oh, yeah, no, I couldn't give her a snorkel. Is there like a nostril snorkel out there? Is that a thing?
I don't know. But
it just fits to your nose? Man, I mean, just be a trooper. It doesn't have to last forever. Just it's a bucket list thing, man.
Like a
skydiving doesn't last hours, but it's still fun to do.
Like a 10-second ordeal?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. You've never gotten head underwater, like in the hot tub?
No.
What?
No.
I don't understand. You've never pissed in the hot tub?
No.
And you've never gotten head in the hot tub?
Nope.
I'm fascinated by this. This is true. So I was with a girl.
I'm not a big fan. Hold on, man. I cannot get over this. You're okay with pissing on yourself in a body of water.
Wait, why am I pissing on myself?
Because you're getting in water and then peeing inside your shorts.
All right, valid point. I'm pissing on myself.
Okay, you're pissing on yourself.
Yeah.
But you're worried about wiping your ass and potentially touching your hand to water that may have a turd floating in it.
That's shit water, bro. That's so gross.
Motherfucker, you just said you shit in the ocean.
That's salt water. That's different.
It's not different.
I'm going to need some people to weigh in on this. If you could email us at whatever email
The number 9 podcast at gmail.com.
The number 9 podcast
The number 9 pod at Twitter.
Yeah, if you could give
Facebook
us your
page.
thoughts on really any one of these topics that Tom's lying about.
I'm not lying. You're
Any
gonna go
one
ask
of
my
these
wife.
topics where Tom has been untruthful today, give us your feedback. Let us know where you stand on these very, very relevant, life-altering conversations.
I don't think I'm going to get over the fact that you're okay with pissing on yourself, but worried about touching a turd floating in water.
So this is 100% true. I had a girlfriend at one point, and we were having sex in a swimming pool. And she just kind of was like, hey, this is what I want. I want to see you come underwater. She wanted to see it visually. So she's got goggles, right? So
Hold on. Whose pool were you in?
it was her parents' pool.
Jesus Christ. It's fucking disgusting.
Anyways, so...
You're a horrible person, Patrick.
As we're about to enter the finish, she gets prepped out, puts her goggles on, drops down, and watches, my swimmers hit the water, all pun intended, and when this is over, she's like, that was the sexiest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. She was super turned on. She was like, just touch me. I barely touched her. She came. It was very fast. So
What?
Oh yeah. So she was
What the
super
fuck
into
is
it.
wrong with this
Hold
girl?
on. Do you think that's fucked up? You don't know where this is going yet. Trust me, she's gross. So the next time we're in the pool, right? She's like, I'm of course I hit the water. I'm like, I gotta pee. So I'm gonna get out of the pool to pee, and she's like, hold on, I want to watch.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah. So I'm like, you want to watch me pee? And she's like, yeah, I want to get the goggles, and I want to watch you pee. So,
there's no way this is true.
this is 100% true. I could not make this up if I wanted to.
When we're not
Are you
recording,
kidding
I
me?
want to know the name of this girl.
No problem. I will give you her name. I can tell you that from now on. We'll call her Piss Girl. Anyways, so Piss Girl is under the water with goggles on, and I'm peeing. Now, obviously, peeing takes a lot longer than ejaculating. You know, it's a strong stream, just consistently flowing. It's not in short bursts. And
I also don't understand how she sees it. Like
she's got goggles on. She's watching. So pee's not clear, right? So it's got texture. Plus, there's like the ripple effect under the water. Nothing major.
Yeah,
but she sees it.
Yeah, but if you were like shot a squirt gun underwater, it's not much to see.
I mean, literally, I have been the squirt gun under the water.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
So when I'm finished, she like comes up for air, and so I'm thinking like this was a blown experiment, right? Like this was the dumbest thing we've ever tried. So I'm like, "Did you enjoy yourself?" And she was like, "I came." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I came. I came from watching it." I'm like, "Huh?" So she's 100% serious. She came from watching me pee. So I mean, fast forward, I don't know, the next time we're near the pool, I'm like, I need to pee. I'll be right back. And she's like, "No, we haven't gone in the pool yet. We're about to get in the pool." She's like, No, come with me. And we go like behind the shed, okay? And she pulls her bikini bottom to the side, and she's like, "Pee on my clit." So I'm like, "Well, I got to pee anyways, and I'm not the one getting peed on, so what's the difference for me?" So I do, and she super comes. I mean, like, she comes a lot. Like, she comes hard. And she just thoroughly enjoyed it. So that was like a normal thing for us after that point. She was a huge fan of me peeing directly on her clit. Which, convenient, I had a bladder problem for, years and years and years. This was during that period. So it worked out great because I always had to pee and she always got off on it. That's a true story.
That is fucking disgusting.
For her, though, not for me. I mean, what's the difference for me?
That's still gross for you, dude.
She washed off in the pool.
You straight up R. Kelly that girl.
She wanted me to do it.
Yeah.
It was her idea.
There's something wrong with...
Here's how okay, so I thought that was super weird. Like, my friends would tell me it was weird.
That is weird.
She, like, bragged about this to her friends. She thought this was, like, cool, right? And she told them all about it. And they, like, made fun of her. She was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean? Like, that's not normal?" And they were like, "What the fuck? No, that's not normal."
Who likes getting peed on?
I can tell you that I don't mind having to pee and it helping the other person in some
Hold on,
way.
man. And you think I'm
It's like,
fucking weird?
Like, if you're going to get a haircut, why not donate your locks
We're
for
going
love?
back to episode 2 here. You think I'm weird because I like squirters?
Yeah, but I don't think the girl who squirts in your face is weird. I think you're weird for wanting your face squirted on. Just like I think that girl's a little bit weird for wanting to be...
A little bit weird?
Okay, well, I was there, man. I'm not going to call her super weird. I encouraged it. I'm like, "I got to pee. You want me to pee on you?" She's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do this."
What?
Yeah, all the time. Beside the point. So I thought that was weird for a while. I really did. But like some people were okay with it, some people weren't. We were at the bar at like, I don't know, it's probably 1:30 in the morning, right? And this is like a testament to my sweet angelic mother. She's just the sweetest woman in the world. My boy Danny, who was the best man at my wedding, we're there, and he's explaining to these girls how open I am with my mother. And they're like, it can't be that open. And he's like, "No, like, they talk about sex. They talk about, like, Pat's sex life. Like, they're very open." And they're like, "There's no way." So this motherfucker takes my cell phone at 1:30 in the morning. We're at primetime in Thomaston. It's not primetime anymore. What is it?
Still prime time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So he calls my mom at 1:30 in the morning. She clearly is woken up by this phone call. He's like, "Yeah, Miss Gallagher," not my mom's name. He's like, "Miss Gallagher?" And she's like, "Yeah, hey, Danny, is everything okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just had an interesting fact. Did you know that Patrick has pissed on a woman for sexual gratification?" And she was like, "Yeah, I got to tell you, Danny, that doesn't really surprise me, but you guys are okay, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, we're fine." And she's like, "All right, I'm going to let you go. Love ya." And just hung up. But, so, I mean, A, the story is true, but B, my mother is a sweet angel, who is okay with me just being gross.
I'm just shocked.
Fast forward, I thought that
you are one of the biggest hypocrites I have ever met in my entire life.
Don't get pissy.
I'm not getting pissy.
You seem a little pissed.
I'm not pissed. I'm just saying that you're a hypocrite. You have no problem shitting in the ocean and wiping your hand to clean your asshole, but you're worried about touching toilet bowl water. And then...
Toilet bowl water has no salt in it.
You're so disgusting that you piss on women.
Whoa. Don't say women. We haven't gotten to that part yet. That's where we're headed.
You've had this happen to you multiple times?
Thank you for cueing me. This is where I was headed. I thought that this was super weird. Okay, I thought...
And then you pissed on your mom and got her off?
No. My mother is sweet and angelic. She did not get peed on.
You can say the story about how you know that she gets good head for another episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's a different podcast as well. I am very open with anybody that I'm dating. We have conversations. I'm a sharer. I like to communicate. And one of the things that people are really bad at communicating about or sharing about is stuff in the bedroom, man. It's a weird topic. People get super awkward. They feel either underexperienced or overexperienced or whatever. And I don't like insecurity because that ruins the bedroom. So, I want you to feel confident. So I'm talking to a girl who I've just started dating. And we've known each other for long enough, and, we're good. We can have a conversation. So I'm like, listen, it's important for you to know, like, if there's something that you're into, I'm down. Like, I'm willing to try anything other than, like, I don't want anything put inside me because I'm just confident that I wouldn't like that. But also, like, if you wanted to shit on my chest, like, we would have to work towards that. That's not something I'd just be like, all right, let's give it a shot. But, like, maybe like Christmas Eve. I don't know. Like, we could get to that
I'm
point.
telling you right now, dude, if any girl, including my wife, said, I really want to take a shit on your chest, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but, like, who the fuck who are you to, like, if
dude,
that's...
I don't like my wife farting near me.
Yeah, lady farts are gross, bro. Disgusting. There's no excuse.
So who the fuck am I?
Well, no, but, like, if that's what gets her off, like, whatever, dude, you're her partner. That's your thing.
You better go find somebody to fucking shit on their chest then.
But
I'll get you a fucking plastic guy dummy and you can shit on his chest.
Why's it gotta be a guy?
Well, I would assume my wife would want a guy to shit on.
Oh, I thought you were saying you would get me one.
Well, you would want a guy too, but that's different.
It's fucked up. I'll tell you what, if I did shit on his chest, I wouldn't just wipe some toilet paper.
Are you about to tell me that some girls shit on your chest?
No girl shit on my chest. I'm saying that if the right girl wanted to, I would be open to the idea. I wouldn't invite the idea. Like, I wouldn't, like, put a tennis racket in front of my face and be like, all right, blow your shorts. But I get that people have fetishes that I don't necessarily... A lot of people have foot fetishes. I think there's nothing sexy about a foot. Don't get me wrong. I've sucked on some toes in my life, but I don't like, lean towards, like, man, that bitch better have really nice nail polish on her feet. That's not a thing for me.
All right. Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, so I'm explaining, like, the open policy that we need to maintain during this relationship, this new relationship. And she, without missing a beat, now, this girl wasn't, like, close with us in high school. She wasn't, like, part of our group. I mean, there was a little bit of an age gap, nothing insane. But, so she's, like, so I heard... that there was a girl who liked it when you peed on her, and I'm like, how the fuck does this girl know that story?
Pet, because you were probably in high school, and when you go around and start telling your friends that I peed on that girl and it made her come, one, that girl's a fucking weirdo, and you're just as weird for peeing on her.
Fair.
And everybody found you were the kid that peed on the girl. You R. Kelly'd her.
Fair.
I'm gonna call you R. Kelly from now on.
I don't think that's he made really good music. I shouldn't say that. He made critically acclaimed music, and I'm not very artistic. So this girl is like, so I'm wondering, and I'm like, do you want me to pee on you? And she's like, Yeah, but like I just want to try it. Like I don't know that I'll like it, but I'm super curious. So I'm like, whatever, I'll pee on you. It's no problem. Fuck it. It's not my first rodeo, sweetheart. So the next time we were in the shower together, I was like, "You ready?" And she was like, "Fuck yeah." And
well, at least you had the common decency doing it in the shower.
I mean, that time. So she's like, "Yeah." So she just, like fucking eagled up, and yeah, she loved it. She was a huge fan. I was like, "Man, maybe this isn't as weird as I thought it was." We really should have played the silver linings thing. And
You've peed on 2 different people
who thoroughly enjoyed it. And the second one, not nearly as much as the first one.
You have
we have a mutual friend whose girlfriend at one point wanted him, and he did, because why not? She wanted to be pissed she wanted to be pissed, like her face to be pissed on and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go drink a gallon of water right now." But like anger banging, that was like his version of it. He was gonna piss all over this chick's face. I'm gonna try to get it in her nostrils, like
we have
choke
a
her.
mutual friend.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend who has his own version of Piss Girl.
Yeah, we're not friends no more with that guy.
I mean, I still am.
I'm not.
You don't know who he is.
But
Looks like you're still friends.
to me, that is very disrespectful.
Yeah, I think that's why it worked for him.
Yeah, I can't do it. Not my thing.
But you can say that's disrespectful, but you've never been with a chick who
I'm telling you right now,
wants her hair pulled out of her fucking head, or wants to be choked or smacked or spanked.
I can't do it, bro.
Which part?
I cannot bring myself to do it.
I welcome the idea.
That's because you like beating people. I'm not that.
No, I don't like beating people. I'm not a violent person at all. But in the bedroom, there needs to be a separate set of rules, man. There needs to be open communication, a separate set of rules.
I can't bring myself to do it.
Listen, you don't see me, I'm not at the grocery store, grabbing a corn cob and shoving it up some girl's dress that I'm dating. But if she wants me to, hit her in the shitter in the bedroom, I'm not opposed to that in any way.
Hit her in the shitter?
Yeah, anal sex, hit her in the shitter.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Poop sex?
Than what you're talking about.
Well, no, the corn cob in my scenario was going in her butthole. It was making popcorn poops.
Then I didn't think that's where that was going.
Oh, well.
Is popcorn really made out of corn?
Kernels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Huh?
What are you gonna do? How do they get the kernels?
What?
How
What do you mean?
Where the fuck do the kernels come from?
Fucking corn. Holy shit, I'm so glad we're on a podcast. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Hold on.
Oh.
So what is it, like when the corn goes bad?
What?
Is it before it becomes the yellow corn?
You think it's rotten corn?
I don't fucking know, bro. So what is it, before it fully grows?
Have you ever seen corn on the cob?
Yeah. It's a little piece of yellow corn.
So you have, in fact, seen corn.
Yep, and I've seen popcorn, and that's white. So it does make sense that
Popcorn's... Popcorn's white after you pop it. Before that, it is not white.
it's like tan.
Yeah.
So it looks like rotten corn.
It looks like rotten corn.
Yeah. Like old corn. That's what's saying out.
Old rotten corn.
Pat, I've never peeled an ear of corn before it was good to eat.
Shucked. You've never shucked corn?
I've shucked corn. It's yellow. Not as yellow before it's cooked.
That corn is, more aged than popcorn corn. Popcorn corn is like the seed, the kernel.
So before it's the ear?
Before the corn can hear, because it's an ear,
That's what I said.
it's a kernel.
Huh?
Yes, you're correct. Can we go back to the beginning when you asked me if popcorn was real corn?
Is popcorn real corn? Is it made from corn?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think you're wrong.
Huh?
I think you're wrong.
Memories with a silver lining.
Okay, so have you heard of the game Two Truths and a Lie?
No.
Super common at the fish market, the dating apps, where girls will post I have 6 dogs, I've been to Spain 4 times, and I'm the youngest of 13 kids. And that's like a conversation starter. It's an icebreaker. You are supposed to guess which one of those things is a lie. So we're going to, right now, play a different variation of this game, Tom. We're going to play 2 lies and a truth. This is directly related to your accusation that corn is not what makes popcorn.
Whoa. Time out. I never said it wasn't what made popcorn. I just said I wasn't sure if that's really what popcorn was.
You said you didn't think that it was real corn. So
okay.
I'm going to give you 3 other foods, and I want you to pick which one is true that I'm saying. Okay? Jellyfish are made from actual jars of jelly.
False.
Peanut butter is made from real peanuts. Don't answer yet, because this next one might sound just as true. Hamburger is not actual ham. Which one's true, Tom?
The second one, Patrick.
Interesting. Okay. So the silver lining here is you may not want to volunteer what you don't believe in anymore.
This wasn't a memory, Pat.
Oh, I'm going to remember this forever, Tom.
I was mad as hell thinking, fuck the po-po. And I wonder why folks don't trust them no more.
All right, on today's Strange Laws, we're doing Arizona, Pat. How do you feel?
I'm pretty excited. My brother Michael is a nurse out in Arizona, so let's talk about the weird shit he has to deal with from law enforcement.
All right. So number 1 on the list: unlawful to refuse a person a glass of water. That makes sense. It's in the middle of the fucking desert.
It seems pretty reasonable. In fact, I think anywhere in the country, you should just give people water if they need it.
Yeah, it's pretty much free. It rains. We can go from there with it, you know?
Except in Arizona, where it, in fact, does not rain.
Yeah, but you can get out of the cactus, but we'll get to that one. It's illegal to hunt camels in the state of Arizona because at one time, I guess, camels were used to transport goods across Arizona. I don't understand what that has to do with now and why it's illegal now to hunt camels.
Now, see, when I was going through some shit, Michael kept asking me to move out there. And I couldn't live out there because I pretty much all day and all night am hunting camel toe. So I can't do that law.
So he told you not to go, right? Because
no, he was trying to get me out there, man. Like, he was trying to set me up.
Yeah, he probably wanted you to go to jail. Prick. It's against the laws for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs. Who is putting a donkey in a bathtub?
I gotta tell you, man, I've been to a lot of parties. There's always some jackass that ends up in a bathtub. That law just makes sense.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's right. Dad jokes. Got them all day.
Class 2 misdemeanor occurs if one places a mark upon the flag which is likely to provoke physical retaliation.
That's good. That's like some schoolhouse shit, but like you put a dot on my flag and it provokes me to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
That's the old he started it. It's actually, these are pretty reasonable laws from Arizona.
Well, I don't know about this one. Children are not allowed to sing nursery rhymes after 8 p.m.
That law, right? That law was made by a group of parents who were tired of tucking their kids in at night. And you know how the kids are like, oh, one more, sing one more song or read one more book. So the lawmakers were like, all right, we cut this shit off at 8 o'clock. And then when the kids ask past 8, you're like, no, that's against the law, miss. It's bedtime. You got to go to sleep. That's
the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That was politicians and parents doing one job together.
You're a dumb motherfucker. This one I'm not crazy about. When being attacked by a criminal or burglar, you may only protect yourself with the same weapon that the other person possesses. So if that guy has a pencil, can you even use a pen?
Well, no. I mean, that's ink opposing to lead.
Well, it's graphite. It's not lead.
I'm sorry?
It's graphite. It's not lead.
My apologies.
So, lead's poisonous. Dudley Town. You live in Connecticut, you should know all about it.
Dudley Town?
Yeah, that's how the whole town died.
I didn't know that was how.
Yeah, from lead poisoning.
Oh. That's a great story about Connecticut. In Arizona, though, do you have, okay, so I break into your house, right? And I've got a pistol. But it's dark because it's the middle of the night. are you gonna like inquire? You be like, yo, what are you packing? Like as you look through your guns to find the right one to shoot back with.
Not only that, does it have to be the same gun, or are they considering a firearm to sit? So if you come at me with a revolver, I can come at you with a shotgun.
I'll bet you that law goes back to the days of like straight up. What's the when you go back to back and you take 10 paces, turn around and shoot a duel.
Yeah,
that probably goes back to duels, and you can't carry a shotgun because he's got a 6-shooter.
Yeah,
that's probably where that comes from. They should probably update that thing.
Yeah, probably. It is illegal to manufacture imitation cocaine. So I read a little bit about this, and if you're bringing your neighbor some sugar and it's packed in like a plastic bag, and you get just maybe not your neighbors, let's say your friend down the street, and you're driving, you get pulled over, the cop sees it on your seat. Can you go to jail because he thinks it's cocaine?
Well, here's the kicker. In the little subsection to that law, it's a class 6 felony. So this is like the lowest of felonies that you can get. This is basically a misdemeanor.
But it's still a felony.
Well, you also can't use the defense of I thought it was real cocaine. So, like who's the dumb motherfucker that set that precedent? Who was like, I didn't know it was sugar. Don't give me the class 6 felony. Come on, guys. I thought it was coke.
Yeah.
That dumb shit.
Well, that's what you get in Arizona. This is the funniest one I've seen. It's possible to get 25 years in prison for cutting down a cactus. So it's illegal not to get somebody a glass of water, but if you're trying to get some water out of a cactus, not happening.
That's got to be like an endangered species of cactus, because it says it's possible. So that's like certain species of cacti could get you 25 years.
I don't understand how cacti are endangered. You just plant more of them.
Obviously not. If that was the case, if they'd have done it.
I don't get it. I don't know anything. I don't know shit about cactus. I know that when I was a kid, my mom had one of those ones in a small flower pot as a magnet on the fridge, and I thought it was fake. And
you touched it?
Yeah, it was not fake.
Hey, let me ask you.
Yeah.
You know how, like, as a toddler, you're like, everybody says, don't touch the hot burner. You ever touch the hot burner?
No.
It's so shitty when you touch the hot burner. I did. And I did one of the, like the coil ones. I don't know what kind of heat that is.
You're a dumbass.
The metal ones. Man,
Pat,
that shit was so fucking hot. Your skin melts, like, instantly.
Pat, if we've learned anything from this episode here this week, or for Monday, you are dumb as shit.
You weren't curious enough to touch. Maybe you just weren't tough enough to touch the burner.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I guess I wasn't tough enough to shit in the ocean either.
Takes a real man to shit in the ocean.
It is illegal to sing in a public place while wearing a swimsuit. What the fuck?
Again, this is lawmakers who are just doing things out of convenience. This was a bunch of people who were doing karaoke, too drunk, in their bathing suits, and they just wanted them to shut the fuck up and stop singing drunken songs. So they're like, nope, no more singing your bathing suit. That makes sense. Arizona seems to have the most sensible laws of all the states so far.
Yeah. This one. Can't walk through a hotel lobby with spurs on.
Again, they don't want people looking like dumbasses.
What's the matter with spurs, bro? What if you're riding a fucking horse? You gotta have those spurs kicking inside, get you go faster.
I'm not sure that that's still a thing. Do people still kick horses with spurs?
I don't know. Ask your fucking daddy. He does horse things.
My dad wears spurs for style. He's not somebody I should ask about style.
No shit. So I don't know if these are real laws down here, but anyone caught stealing soap must wash himself with it until it's all used up. So if you get caught stealing soap, they bring you to a shower and make you use the entire bar. You know how long that would fucking take?
That's like the gentleman's version of everybody has like that relative or that friend who got caught smoking by their parents, and they put the brown paper bag over their head and make them smoke the whole pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same exact thing.
Those are good times.
Like, you smoke until the pack's gone. Like, you scrub until the soap is gone. You're going to smell like Irish Spring for fucking months.
Love it. Cars may not be driven in reverse, so I don't know if that means going down a road or backing out of your driveway.
That's interesting.
To be fair, I had
a truck for years.
Yeah, I had a Dakota that had no reverse, and it worked out mint for years.
See that? Did that car die, or did you ship it out to Arizona?
No, what happened was it died because when I went to go fix the reverse, I found out the frame was rotting apart, and it wasn't worth fixing anymore.
You know where the frame wouldn't have rotted out? Fucking Arizona, where there's no snow and salt.
True story.
That truck would have been mint in Arizona, bro.
Cards may not be played in the streets with a Native American.
A lot of people must have been killed over that. Like just old 5-card stud poker.
What about the Redskins? Do you think they could play with Redskin football players?
That's not even a team anymore.
True. Yep, didn't think of that. All right. No more than 6 girls may live in a house. That was in Nevada, right? Where the Bunny Ranch was?
Yeah, that's Nevada. But listen, they should. Man, I have been asked by girls, like, are you seeing anybody else? And my response is always the same thing. Why the fuck would I want 2 of you in my life? And like, I'm being funny, but I'm being serious. Who the fuck wants 6 girls in a house? I don't want 2 girls in a house.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you don't talk to multiple women at the same time, Pat.
If a very attractive girl came to me and said, I'd like to have a 3-way with another very attractive girl, I'd be like, nope, I'm good with 1.
But you would do it with 2 guys, wouldn't you, you sick fuck?
I would not. I also would not do it with 1, for the record. Just so we're clear.
Yeah,
I want to get that out there.
Yeah.
My voice can be misleading. I've heard myself on the podcast. I know what I sound like.
Fact. Wearing suspenders is prohibited by city ordinance. Women may be fined up to $500, men up to $2,000. Seems a little sexist to me.
I love suspenders. I think they're dope as fuck.
This is a funny story. When I was in middle school,
yeah,
we had what they call it the class night. I actually was going through some old stuff and found a picture from there. Remember? You didn't think I was in the picture?
True story. Tommy has a picture of himself in what, middle school?
Yeah, it was middle school.
Tommy has a picture of himself in middle school, and I was making fun of him because I didn't understand why he kept a picture of a bunch of kids from middle school that didn't have him in it. And Tommy was so skinny back then that he was in the fucking picture and unrecognizable.
True story. I looked pretty good back in the day.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it does. I mean, but you know, some people age like fine wine, some people age like milk. And
yeah,
I'm aging like milk.
You sure are. Like whole milk.
But so this kid wears suspenders. His name is Ben. Great kid, doing great. Ben, if you're listening to the podcast, you're probably not, but doing great, kid. So he got in trouble a lot when we were in school. And He was wearing suspenders, and the vice principal comes up to him, slaps his suspenders off his chest, and goes, "What's up, Mr. Suspended?" Pretty funny. Anyway.
I've only worn suspenders once, and I love suspenders. I would rock them every day if I had any style whatsoever. I would. The one time I got to wear them, I had ridiculous sunburn. We were in a wedding, right? My whole family was there. I was the ring bearer in the wedding, and I wasn't allowed to go fishing the day before. They all got to go tuna fishing the day before, and I couldn't go because my sunburn was so bad that they didn't want me out in the sun. And that's the one time I had to wear suspenders, was when it was unbearably painful to wear suspenders.
Nice.
Bullshit, man.
I'm not a fan of suspenders. No one is permitted to ride their horse up the stairs of the county courthouse.
Yeah, because you're just showboating. You're making a statement. That's like some Jax Teller shit on the stairs outside the courthouse. Come on. Don't be dramatic.
I like it. It's illegal to eat grass from anywhere where sheep or cows are grazing. I mean, that makes sense. There's probably not a lot of grass out in Arizona, so why are you taking the food from the cows?
Plus, if you're going to be where cows are grazing, eat the mushrooms, not the grass.
All right. This is by far my funniest one and the last one. It is illegal for men and women over the age of 18 to have less than one missing tooth visible when smiling.
All right, it's illegal for men and women over the age of 18 to have less than one missing tooth visible when smiling. Is that Winstead, Connecticut, or is that Arizona?
I don't know. But so that means that you're supposed to have missing teeth? Because you can't have less than one missing tooth.
That's
So if you have all your teeth, it's illegal.
By the way, Winstead, Connecticut is the birthplace of the toothbrush, which is why it's not called the teeth brush.
I think we should end the segment now, Pat.
All right, deal.
All right. moving on. So today Trump passed, or he signed executive orders for a new stimulus package, which also includes potentially erasing or what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. The payroll tax.
He's getting rid of a portion of the payroll tax.
But he's not going to get rid of it. What it's going to do is you're going to have to pay it at the end of the year.
Is that what that says?
Yes.
So they're suspending it?
Suspending it. That's the word I was looking for.
Found it.
Which I don't really. Why would he suspend it if we're just going to have to pay it back? I'm a little unsure about that. That's how I read it anyway. Was that it was going to be due at the end of the year, but he's saying if he gets reelected, he's going to abolish it. And then.
Well, I mean, if we're talking like simple logic, and I haven't read into this, but simple logic in my head is people need money right now. So at the end of the year, when everybody's getting these big tax returns that they blow on stupid shit anyways, they're going to get less money to blow on stupid shit. And right now, they're going to get more money to take care of business. And I could be wrong, but that's what that sounds like to me.
Makes sense.
Let's give help where help is needed.
Yeah, he also signed an executive order for the new stimulus package, or not really even a stimulus package, but the relief of unemployment at $400 a week. Feds pay 75% of that. Your state has to pay 25% of it.
That's down from $600 a week.
Down from $600, but you're still getting your state unemployment, whatever that rate is, based off what you're making. So I still think at $400 extra a week, you're probably still on top. Like you're still making more money to stay home.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how much you were making by the hour, but I guess the point there is to incentivize people to go to work, which is like you got to see both sides of that coin, man, because it's like, hey, get back to work, but also don't go out in public. Keep 6 feet apart, wear a mask. So, like, if you work at a bar, do go back to work, but don't be there when you're working. Like, it's very difficult. This is a very weird situation.
What I don't understand is
do we want teachers to go back to work? Because we want them to work from home. This is a weird.
Well, but they're still getting paid either way. Like, they're still working. They're either going to be doing online learning. So the teachers never lost their jobs, as far as I know. My wife isn't a teacher, but she works with school districts. She never got laid off or anything like that. I know that her company employs bus drivers. They did not lay any of them off. They paid them through the end of the year.
Yeah.
Or through the end of the school year last year, because they normally get laid off in the summer months anyway.
What about, like the normal shit, right? Like your waiter, your waitress, your bartender, your veterinarian, your doctor. People are hopefully able to take better care of themselves right now. They're at home. Hopefully they're eating better. Hopefully there are less need for like emergency services. So, but the downside of that is once there's less need, then you're getting less hours. So like everybody is oddly affected by this. We are getting more hours than we would get otherwise.
Yeah, we're fucking jamming at work.
Yeah, but we're in like knock on wood, a recession-proof industry.
Oh, we're not recession-proof at all.
You don't think so?
No, because when I started working there, they were just coming out of a recession, and it was nowhere near as busy as it is now.
Okay.
So we're not recession-proof because we're in construction. When you're in a recession, you don't do much construction because people don't have money to spend on construction.
That's valid.
With that being said, I'm with you. We're not incentivizing people to go back to work. I understand that some fields technically, or they're saying can't go back to work right now. And I get it. We got to stay 6 feet apart. We got to wear a mask. I have not been out to a restaurant since this COVID thing happened, with the exception of when I went to Virginia Beach. We ate outside at a couple restaurants.
Bro, I went to Olive Garden last week. Oh my god, I miss going out to restaurants so bad.
Yeah, I miss it. Like, you knew me. I went to Outback every Thursday or Friday every week because I played pool those nights, and that was my routine. I have not been to Outback since April or May or March. You know what I mean? It's been a while.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. I'm okay. It's whatever. I mean, I found other things to spend my money on, I guess. I just eat more takeout.
Podcast equipment.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I mean, one, I never thought it was okay to pay more people than they were making. If anything, they should have figured out a way to make it 100% match based off your W-2 or whatever, where they match what you were making on unemployment. But why should you get paid more money to sit at home? It just doesn't make any sense. To be honest with you, I think part of unemployment, why you don't get 100% of what you're making, is because the whole point is to go out and find another job if you get laid off or something like that. And given this specific time, you can't really go out and do that.
Yeah, but like the normal example, like
What-
I lost my job, everything is running normal operation.
Yeah.
So I should go out and get another job. Yes.
Yes, so I can afford to live. And given sometimes it's hard, like, you know, I make a good living. It would be hard to find another job making the same amount of money that I make. But also, I want to go to work. I don't want to go to work now. But if I was home all the time, I would want to go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about this?
So I was looking like the effect that this could have on Social Security and Medicare. I get like both sides of this because I decided I would read like CNN and man, what was the first one that we
Fox News.
made? Okay, Fox. And it's like the complete opposite of each other. One saying like this is the death of Social Security and Medicare. The other one saying this is going to shorten, you know, like it's going to have an effect of like effectively shortening the death of Social Security that's coming anyways by about a year.
Yeah, what the hell's the difference?
Right. So, and then, you know, you get
You know what I don't, and I do understand, but I don't understand at the same time. Like, we pay a tax for Social
you know what I
Security.
just fucking realized, bro? Driver, Andy, fucking said that we say but and and too much, right? We did the whole
Button, yeah.
conjunction segment. I say like a lot. Like
my
I'm a
son-
fucking cheerleader.
Yeah, my son says that all the time.
God damn it.
Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about.
But and
Oh, the Social Security tax. So we pay the Social Security tax every week, and I've been being told for the last 10 years that I'm not going to get Social Security when I'm old enough.
2029. It's going to dry up in 2029. That's what we've been told.
Okay, so what happens to all the money that I paid into Social Security? How do I get that back?
You don't.
Well, that's not right.
Well, that's
they
the
stole
crisis.
my money.
That's no, they didn't. So your money.
Oh, they
is
stole
paid-
my money to pay somebody else.
Correct.
So they stole my money. That money was my retirement.
Well, no, your retirement. You can only depend on yourself for your retirement. Like you have a Roth IRA, you have your 401k at
Listen,
work.
you know what I have, Pat? I'm
do.
all set because I'm not a dum-dum.
Correct.
But
that's okay. So that's your responsibility. Social Security is not like a human right. It's not like an American right. Social Security. We know that there's a flaw with Social Security. We know that the end of Social Security is a possibility. Don't get me wrong. They could fix it. They could solve that problem. I don't know what the solution is, but it could happen. So I'm not saying it's inevitable. I'm not saying the death of Social Security is going to happen in 2029 or 2035, which was at one point what we thought. What I'm saying is it is very possible that the only person who's going to cover you at the end of your life is you, or you'll work until the day you die. So you get right now the opportunity
I'm with you.
to protect yourself. And there are people like, oh, I can't afford to do that. Well, so here's the thing.
you can either afford to do it now or you won't ever have a chance not to work.
Correct. So I have, like my friends, frequently when we talk about these things, they're like, well, I can't afford, $20 a week or $30 a week or whatever to put away for my future. And I try to explain to them, like, this is a bill, right? Like, you can afford your car payment, your fucking $330 a month car payment that you didn't need to get. You could have gotten a car that runs, but you couldn't get a car that runs. You had to get a car with fancy speakers and fancy tints and that shined real nice in the sunlight. But you can't afford to take care of yourself in the future for $100 or $200 a month, but you could pay $330 a month for a car that could have cost you nothing a month had you saved up $5,000 and bought a decent, reliant automobile. You with me?
Listen, man, you're preaching to the choir.
So,
Tell these people, not me.
Don't get me wrong. There are people with no income who cannot protect themselves in the future. So those people are going to need Social Security. I get that.
Yeah, but so here's my problem, right? Here's my biggest problem with it. If you don't pay into Social Security, then you should never get it.
Yeah, that's like saying if you don't pay into unemployment, you should never. Well, actually, that's
exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't think you can file unemployment if you've never had a job.
Yeah. You shouldn't get Social Security unless you've paid into Social Security.
I don't know, man.
And you should only get in what you put in.
But coming from a background of, just truly, we desperately needed welfare. We needed food stamps.
Welfare and Social Security, two different things.
Yeah, but you're saying if you don't pay in, you shouldn't receive the benefits. Is that specific to Social Security? Because, my mother worked multiple jobs, and we still needed food stamps.
Yeah, but she paid taxes.
She did, but not nearly as many taxes as the next person because she wasn't making as much money as that.
I understand that, but she was still paying taxes, so technically her welfare was just her tax money going back to help her.
Hopefully a little bit more than that because there were 5 goddamn kids in that house.
I understand.
Shout out to my sweet angelic mother.
Oh my god. Pat, your mom's coming over later.
Gross.
It's not gross. Anyway, yeah, welfare is a totally different system, totally different problem. Social Security, if you don't pay into Social Security, why the hell should you get Social Security?
All right, okay, so how about in this
disability
example,
Social Security?
So, maybe a little bit old-fashioned, but so a man and a woman get married, right? And she never goes to work. She's the old.
Yes, she should get. If the husband dies, she should get the Social Security from the husband. He paid in.
What if the husband doesn't die? What if they are both still alive? Shouldn't they receive enough Social Security to cover both of them?
Then in that situation, if even back then to today, he should have to pay double the tax because you're going to support 2 people.
So you think that married couples where one works and one doesn't, the one who does work should pay twice as much into the Social Security tax?
If the other person is going to collect Social Security when she or he turns 65, then yes, somebody needs to pay that.
Whew. You break my balls about wanting to raise taxes, man. You're raising taxes.
There's a difference between raising taxes and being smart about it. That just makes sense. That's why the Social Security system doesn't work, because we're paying for people who never paid into it.
I'm not sure that's. Do
you want to know a perfect example? I'll give you a perfect example.
Sure.
My grandmother, she did work. She didn't. I know that she worked a lot of odd jobs and stuff like that, but she never worked full time for 40 years. You understand?
Yeah, the 40 for 40. I gotcha. 40 hours a week, 40
Yeah,
years.
she never did that for she never had a career.
Yeah.
So she never could, but she collects Social Security.
So you're saying that you would like your grandmother to stop getting Social Security?
Would I like that? No, it's my grandmother. But would I think it was fair for her to get on? She should have gotten what she paid into it, and that's it.
Which is basically nothing.
Well, that's on her.
It's basically nothing with interest.
Yeah. Okay.
Whew, that is heartless.
It's not heartless. I don't.
It's a little bit heartless.
Oh, okay. It's heartless, but it's fair. Why? Listen, there's already all these state programs out there, federal programs to help people who need welfare, who need assistance. I'm not all about it, but I'm about helping other people. But what they're doing with Social Security is they're stealing from the people working and paying for people who never paid into it. If you never paid into it, or if you paid in your whole working career $5,000, well, then you should get $5,000 spread out over 20 years with interest.
All right. So let's just say, right.
And the real problem here is, Pat, is that they're spending. It goes back to our last podcast when I said I don't trust the people allocating the funds.
Yeah.
Right? Because what happened was there was so much of it at one point, they started using that money to spend on other things and never put it back in the pot.
Yeah, I don't disagree that the money could be used more effectively. But I do think that as one of the things that we really need to do desperately is we need to take care of each other and be on the same page as each other. That involves taking care of people who need to be taken care of without really asking any questions. The
But-
other side of that is that we need to, and I mean actually spend more money and more resources into stopping the people who take advantage of the systems. I don't think that somebody who
So,
didn't
hold on,
pay
but you
into
just-
Social Security is taking advantage of it by using it. I think that that's a benefit that essentially you get. They can't go to work. They're too old.
Now
So okay,
they're too old now, but they weren't too old then.
correct.
So
I agree.
So we should just we'll just give you the money even though you didn't contribute.
Yes.
That makes no sense to me.
So okay, but you're fine with other forms of welfare because I mean at this point basically you're saying Social Security is welfare in that particular situation.
In that particular, but I'm okay with welfare
Yeah, you said you're fine with welfare programs.
as long as they're not being taken advantage of, and they shouldn't be a career path.
I agree.
If that
If you're taking advantage of any type of
So
financial
you
program,
don't feel that a person that never contributed to Social Security, or
what
very,
about a person with poor mental health? Can't go to work.
Can we do one podcast without you bringing up mental health?
The day mental health is not a problem, we can do a podcast.
I swear to
about
God,
mental
one
health.
day I'm gonna have a mental breakdown, stab you in the throat.
Listen, Johnny Cash wore black. I talk about mental health. That's where we're at.
Listen, a person with a mental disability that cannot provide for themselves, yes, should receive assistance.
Okay.
They cannot provide for themselves. They would never have the opportunity to provide for
Okay,
themselves.
but what about a parent who never went to work? Now, okay, so like let's use my parents. My mother didn't go to work for a long period of time, but it could have gone on much longer if my parents didn't get divorced. Let's say my parents stayed together, right? And my mother was at home raising 5 children.
Okay.
She shouldn't receive Social Security because she was taking care of her family?
Your
We
dad should pay that Social Security tax if you
My
want.
dad was paying for 5 fucking kids.
Well, you just said you can't afford to fucking...
If anything, they should
should've-
have castrated the man.
But listen, you just said it earlier, right?
Yeah.
You can't afford... Your friends say, I can't afford to plan for my future.
Correct.
Social Security was supposed to be, when it first started, your 401k plan.
And that was the promise that was made to them.
Okay?
They were going to have Social Security.
So they could have... If it's presented to you... Because back then, most families, the mother stayed home and raised the kids.
Yeah.
And the father worked.
Yeah.
So it should have been presented. If you want your wife to receive Social Security benefits, then you need to pay her percentage as well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It wasn't. Like, we're past that. So you can't say, like, in the 70s, they should have made this plan. That's sweet. I guarantee you, we could have figured out how the fucking 0-16 Dolphin team, or 16-0 Dolphin team, or whatever Dolphin team, was it the Dolphins that went completely defeated?
You're talking about something totally different.
We could have come up with a strategy to help them win football games in the late 70s. That
But
doesn't
what I'm saying
fucking
is
help.
poor planning on our government then shouldn't be my problem now.
Well, then whose problem should it be?
Theirs, not mine.
They're not even around anymore, bro.
That's not me problem.
No, it is.
No.
It is your problem.
Well, they're making it my problem.
Correct.
They're making it my problem.
Yes.
It should not be my problem.
So, okay, but it is. I get that that's not fair and life's not always fair. But you're saying, let's not take care of the people who didn't work now. Let's not take care of them. They didn't work then. Let's not take care of them now. That's not really an option, man. Now, could
Well,
there be?
hold on.
Could we move moving
so what I'm not
forward? Could we
understanding-
come up with a better
So
solution?
So they lived then off their husband's paychecks, correct?
Sure.
Like the husband took care of the family
Yeah.
with the money.
But this goes back. Listen, that old school mentality, which I'm 100% for. Remember, like back then, those families, because it almost sounds like we are demeaning the woman staying home. That woman also kept a happy household. She kept food on the table. She, those kids were clean and educated. There were 2 cars in those driveways. They owned homes. They weren't renting. Like, that was a completely different lifestyle. So it made sense for the woman not to be at work. It was almost more profitable for the woman to be home because everybody smiled at the end of the day.
I'm not.
So now, that's not really possible. Moving forward, we need a solution. Which I said to begin this. I said there's probably a solution, or there needs to be a solution to make this not end
Do you
in
want to know what the
9
solution
fucking
is?
years.
You know what the solution is?
Jack
For me.
everybody's Social Security up.
No.
What's the solution?
To have us stop paying Social Security, you pay out the people that are on it now through taxes, and it's done. Or reform your plan, but stop stealing from me and then tell me that I'm not going to get it because the well's going to dry up. Then stop taking my money because you're going to owe me that money.
So why not just come up with a solution where you get your money back at retirement?
I do. It's called a 401k. That's
a
the only
huge
way.
portion of this is that we just keep popping out puppies, man. If people would stop having as many babies as they're having, this really wouldn't be an issue.
I don't believe that either.
Really?
Well,
so you think if half the people on Social Security were on Social Security, we wouldn't have twice as much money for the people on Social Security?
No, because you wouldn't have as many people working paying the Social Security tax.
Phew. Valid. That is valid.
There's more people now paying Social Security tax and they still can't fucking pay us.
Yeah, no, I got nothing for that one.
Yeah.
It
So
would
anyway,
be easier to come up with money to pay for. I mean, it would be a smaller deficit still.
yeah, but there would still be a deficit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter at that point because
Yeah, but would you rather have a big problem or a small problem?
it really doesn't. It would be percentages that would equal out the same. Less people. It would be like if we had
No,
half the
because-
people, the deficit would be half the amount because twice as many people are working.
I don't know, man. No. Here's why. If there were fewer people, man, in my head this makes sense. If there were fewer people,
Well, your head doesn't make much sense.
well, that's valid. I say we move on from this. My point's not going to make sense. I'm going to come back to this. Episode 4, hear Patrick's response, which will be somewhat well formulated.
I can guarantee this.
This is what's going to
Pat
happen.
is
I'm
gonna
not going to
forget
think
about
about
this.
this one time.
And we're never going to talk about
I'm
it.
not going to do any research. I'm not going to create a valid counterpoint. And I'm going to come back, and I'm never even going to bring it up because I'm not going to remember anyways.
But don't worry. Tommy remembers everything when we're doing number 9s.
This is a very good example of why, just like your money, you should spread your fun out over your whole lifetime and not have it all in high school. Because I'm
that's
fucking
fair.
fried.
So here's basically to sum this up. I'm okay with them cutting my tax. I don't really care, right? I never stopped working. I have little to no problem with them giving the extra unemployment, I guess. Like, it doesn't really affect me. I'm not only paying through for my taxes. My taxes aren't going up, so what's the matter? I do think that we need to incentivize people to get ready to go back to work. I think that's important because I'm telling you right now, if I was making Connecticut unemployment, which I think the max is 6 something, and
634 or something?
yeah, right. So if I was getting paid that, and then I was getting that $600 from the feds, that's more than I take home now. Right?
Bullshit.
Yes.
Oh, take home.
Yes. That's
Why, unemployment's not taxed?
you can choose to have it taxed now or have it taxed at the end of the year.
Really?
Yes.
I guess that makes sense. Whatever. That's weird.
Yeah. So that would be more money than I take home now. So that's a problem in itself. Or people like, there's people out there that were working part-time that got laid off, right? They still got the full $600 from the feds. No matter how much money you were making, you got $600. So if a person said they were working 18 hours a week, part-time gig, just to fill, it's a retired mom whose husband works full-time, and she's retired. She has a little part-time gig that she doesn't get out of the house. She gets laid off because of COVID.
Sure.
She gets state unemployment for
So
that.
she's making like $140 on state.
$140 on state, plus an extra $600 from the feds. Now, not only that, she's also going to get an extra $400 until the end of the year. She's making significantly more money for no reason.
I got to tell you, as a firm and loyal Trump dick rider, which you are very upset about Trump's decision here.
And I'm not upset about it.
I mean, you're super upset that these people are making money. Here's the thing.
Listen. First off, don't call me a Trump dick rider because that's not true.
I've seen you gargle water and you pretended like it was Trump's jizz.
No, man, you got that confused with Pat McAfee.
You had a MAGA hat on.
I've never worn a MAGA hat in my life. Anyway, to get away from that topic, I understand why he's doing it. Do you know why he's doing it?
Yeah, because there's an election.
Because there's an election. And what did you say to me before we started recording this segment?
I said that this and every other problem that is in mainstream media is dead on November 5th or 7th or whenever the fucking election is over.
The day after the election. It's all over.
There is, and I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that the coronavirus isn't real. I'm not saying that it's not a problem, but I am saying there will be a fucking cure the day after the election. It will be like a fucking patch that you put on your arm for 2 hours and you never have to wear it again, and it's fucking solved. This is absolute bullshit. And
it's absolutely fucking disgusting is what it is.
It's the
on
only
both
thing
sides.
Anybody ever wants to talk about, and it's super polar. I have people at work who come in and they're like, why are you wearing the mask? And I'm like, well, there's a pandemic right now, so we are required to wear the mask for your safety and ours. And they're like, you don't think this whole thing's a hoax? And I'm like, who the fuck do you think mastermind the hoax, man? Like, it can't be a fucking joke. This is a very elaborate joke.
Well, and listen, I believe it's real. I believe it's killed people.
Of course it is.
I don't know if it's as serious as certain news outlets make it out to be, but I'll follow the rules. I'm a team player. I'm Team
so that's
America.
The thing. I don't know how serious it is. I don't know how deadly it is. There are statistics that change more frequently than my underwear. So like once every 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, and they also change on depending on what news station you're looking at.
Yeah, right. So it's impossible for me as just like a normal human being to gather the information that I need to formulate an opinion of any type of intelligence whatsoever. But
I'll follow the rules.
Yeah, if there are people saying this is what you need to do because we say it's best and we have the experts and all of that, I'm just going to go ahead and fucking follow the leader on that one. I realize that that's like a fish into the net, following the school into the net, but it is what it is, man.
Well, but then if you get into some conspiracy theory, that's what it's all about.
I will say that this coronavirus in this very ugly America, I don't know how the fuck we're on this from Social Security, but I thought about this, I'm going to say like 2 or 3 months ago, and it broke my heart. It absolutely shattered my heart because when you're young and you're hopeful, things seem completely different. Everything looks different when you're looking up the mountain. And I remember like after 9/11, right? By the way, that's Tommy's fucking birthday. No shock there. After 9/11.
Don't worry, Pat asks me 3 or 4 times a year what my birthday is.
And I'm always shocked when he says it's 9/11. After that, this entire country rallied, right? Like we were all on the same side. You were talking to strangers in the street. Elevator conversations were popping up everywhere. Everybody's dropping fucking cases of water off at the local Walmart because those cases of water are getting truckloaded into fucking New York City to help the FDNY and to help the NYPD. And everybody was on the same side, which was 110% horseshit. I see that now, and here's why I say that. Because you didn't have to do anything after 9/11, right? All you had to do was like raise your hand and be like, I love the American troops. I support them. You didn't have to fucking actually support them. You stamped a card and sent it overseas and said like, I appreciate what you're doing. When we were really put to a test and we were put in a situation to unite as a nation, and they said, you need to stand 6 feet apart from each other, stay in your fucking house when there's nothing important to do, and, wear a mask. We were like, fuck that. That's a violation of my rights. So when it was words, and all we had to do was say, I love America, it was the greatest nation in the world. As soon as we were tested as a people, and they said, we need you to make minimal effort. It's hot behind the mask. I get it. I sweat all fucking day. I actually, I fear sweat pooling in my mask because I sweat so much without the mask. So I'm just breathing my hot ass fucking coffee breath into my own nose all day. I get it. It's uncomfortable. That is such a small ask if it means other people's health or other people's safety, and we can't fucking figure that out together.
But you need to realize this, Pat, that 9/11, 19 years ago, bro. It's a totally different America 19 years ago. Totally different.
I thought after 9/11, I felt like America got better. It got better fast. And
I agree with you.
It was never going to change. It was always going to get
well,
better.
But that's
better
the problem. Is it does change. You could say the same thing after Pearl Harbor. We weren't there, but I'm sure that's how it was.
I don't know anything other than fucking we dropped a really, really big bomb.
Yeah, but it was the same thing when tragedy strikes, right? For us individually, as Americans,
yeah,
I think we unite. This tragedy or virus, pandemic, China virus, didn't only affect us. It's a global thing. You know what I mean? It's like somebody. This is the best way I can explain it. Somebody talks shit to you, like one of your brothers is talking shit to you, right?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're talking shit, and you guys can't get along, right? You're always fighting or whatever. That's us now, right? With this pandemic.
Sure.
But homeboy down the street,
So you're saying because this is internal.
Because this is internal.
So this is like kids in the backseat fighting over the fucking middle because they don't want to wear the shoulder belt.
Yes. But if an outside force came and blew up 2 of our buildings, we're going to unite like that. That's our family. But the family's going to fight in turn. That's how I see it.
I got to tell you, if you're right, and I don't see a lot of flaw in your logic there, but if you're right, then everybody else in the world right now has to be pretty upset with us because we are the schoolyard bully. We are not doing very well comparatively speaking, unless that's all misleading statistics and it's because we're testing more people. But I mean, we're hearing about like herd immunity in other countries. We're hearing about countries that have beaten this shit. And
yeah, but again, man, it's an election year. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm with you. That's why.
Like, you can't trust anything you hear,
and we can't formulate an intelligent opinion because of it.
Yep.
It sucks. I hate it, but I do feel like that speaks to my point that we were never a united country. It's real easy. You know what it is? It's the same thing. You can search the history of my fucking Facebook. I never do like the thoughts and prayers. I never do like the happy birthday. If I want to tell you happy birthday, I shoot either into your direct messages and I say it, or I call you, or I text you, or I come visit you. I do not go on Facebook so that all of Facebook can know that I'm the type of friend who's willing to wish you a happy birthday. I think that's really weird.
Look at my Facebook feed, same thing.
Yeah. It's the same thing because after 9/11, everybody jumped on Facebook. Or, I mean, Facebook wasn't a huge thing back then, I don't think.
I don't think it was around, Pet.
I don't think it was either. MySpace, right? So they all out loud, where everybody could hear them or see them, said, man, like, we've got to defend ourselves. We've got to take care of each other. But really, at the end of the day, when we were given the opportunity 19 years later, we didn't do shit for each other. We were not there for each other. It's an ugly, ugly fucking America, man. I hate this place right now.
Yeah, again, I think that's a lot of what you're seeing in the media. Again, I don't think our America is anywhere near as bad as it's portrayed to us on any news network anywhere. I think the news networks control the narrative. They control the mind thought that they want, and it's on both sides. It's the fucking left, right, the middle. It's everywhere. They just want to push their narrative to make the other ones look worse than them, or vice versa.
Yeah. I get your point, I do. But that's also part of America. That's the American media. It's still our ugly America. Yeah, even if it's the sister that you don't really like to spend time with, she's still a part of your family.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing with you. But that's such a... Like, Pat, I can't tell you the last time... You know when the last time I bumped into somebody truly hateful? Truly, honestly hateful.
What?
Those girls up in Mass.
Jesus. Lucky you.
But I'm saying, like, that's true hate. You know what I mean? I don't want, like, I very rarely see
I don't know
true
if that's
hate.
true hate. I think that's true ignorance. I don't think that those girls, given the opportunity, would, like, go jump black people because they're black.
Yeah, but the fact that you would even just say that to random people you don't know.
They're ignorant. They're dumb motherfuckers. Listen, if you're racist, you're a dumb motherfucker. You're ignorant because your fear is controlling you. And your fear isn't even, like, a legit fear. It's you're not informed enough or you don't know enough about a different culture. So instead of taking a second to learn it or getting to know somebody, you just hate them. And it's not just fucking it's not just racism. I mean, even like fuck, you're afraid of bugs that aren't dangerous. If you took the time to just like read about that bug, you'd be like, oh, that's fine. It can't even bite me, right? Like it can land on me. It won't even itch if it walks all over.
Just so
me.
we're clear here, I'm not afraid of bugs.
Tom is fucking terrified of bugs.
Not spiders.
Let's be what?
Spiders. Snakes.
What was the bug out in your garage?
What bug?
The one that your son ran from and then you ran from and your wife had to go kill.
I didn't run from it.
You screamed.
I did not scream.
You gave one of these.
That's Pat. You weren't even there.
What was it?
It was a salamander. I was not afraid of it. I used to fucking pick up salamanders underneath the rocks in the woods when I was a kid.
When did you become afraid of them?
I'm not afraid of them.
All right.
Jeez.
Terrified.
Oh my god. I don't know, man. I just think, and maybe it's just me. You know what I mean? But I don't. And maybe that's because I'm a good-hearted person. I don't know. You're a good-hearted person. You choose to see the people that hate. I choose to ignore the people that hate and keep it moving.
Well,
how you doing? Keep it moving. I'm gonna go hang out with people that are positive, and listen.
Yeah, that's why you hang out with me.
Yeah, you're not doing this one. But I'm gonna go hang out with people that. Listen, I'm willing to admit that I'm not always open-minded to different cultures, but I accept different cultures for what they are. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I'm not hateful towards them. How much makes more noise with that vape? It's already bad enough you're sucking on your vape right next to it.
This is gonna be a mess, man.
Yeah, you're a mess.
You got paper towels down here?
Can we finish dude, we're in the middle of recording or
Okay, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna spill shit all over your house, but then you brought it up, and now I'm making a huge.
You know what? That's
mess.
the end of it. Have a good week, guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Number 9, Tommy.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to episode 3, Number 9 Podcast with Tommy. Don't forget to we're on Twitter at the Number 9 Pod. Send us an email, the Number 9 Podcast at gmail.com, or you can like our Facebook page, Number 9 with Tommy. And Pat, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, hey, thanks for listening. The song at the beginning was by a band called R.I.O. Rio. It's a band out of Virginia Beach. My boy Robbie Cinelli is the drummer in the band. I remember, I'm going to say we were like 10, 11 years old when Robbie got his first drum set, and he wanted to start a band called the Peanut Butter Plates. That's right, Robbie. I remember that you wanted to start the Peanut Butter Plates. I guess as a young adult, he started a band called the Peanut Butter Plates, and he has evolved. So Rio is a kick-ass band. If it's like a nice day outside, my windows are down, I'm blasting Rio in the car, mixed with like some Sublime and some 311, just music like that we listened to as kids. It's clearly what he listened to. It's clearly what he makes. So the song is called Tiny Seed. It's off of an album called 2020. They're actually in the studio making another album right now. I was just talking to them on Facebook, so I'm super excited for that album. Hopefully you guys like this song. It's fantastic. I love this band. I can't wait to get down to Virginia and see them live.
inside of me is fear and doubt. But I know when I see your face, fear and doubt will be replaced. Oh, my love and pure joy, my little girl, my little boy. A tiny dream into a tiny seed, someday will grow into a mighty tree, tall enough for us all to see, healthy enough to share the world with her leaf. Tiny and dream into a tiny seed, someday will grow into a mighty tree, tall enough for us all to see, healthy enough to shade the world with her leaves. As you grow, hope you see nothing but love, this family. A tiny dream into a tiny seed, someday will grow into a mighty tree. A tiny dream into a tiny seed, someday will grow into a mighty tree, tall enough for us all to see, healthy enough to share the world with her leaves. As you grow, hope you see nothing but love, this family.